Welcome to another Flow with Tarot segment. We are down to our last two cards. Okay. So I am excited and I know that you are too. So I'll just hold to you the two that I have left, that we have left, I should say. So we've got the Fool and then we have the Eight of Cups. Let's go with the Eight of Cups. And I'm going to save the Fool last because the Fool is actually the first card in a tarot deck. I'll just say this and then we'll get into the Eight of Cups. The A tarot deck, it takes you on a journey, okay? An energetic journey, so to speak. And so the first leg of the journey, if you want to say it that way, is the Fool card. All right. So that's why I want to end with that. So we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the Fool card next episode. All right. So, Eight of Cups. We know that with the Eight of Cups, the cups represents water. Water represents cleansing. Water represents renewal. Water can represent rejuvenation. Water represents overflow. Water can represent resistance as well. Okay. Water can represent flow. So with the Eight of Cups, I feel like this time for this Eight of Cups, it's reminding us to know when to back off, ease up, know when to rest, know when to say, okay, my overflow is here, my work is working, I am thriving, I am flourishing, and I'm going to be at ease. I can be in my overflow. I can exist in a flourishing state, and I can be relaxed in that flourishing state. I can be in that flourishing state without having worry that I have to do something else to maintain that overflow. That I have to say, okay, I can't get comfortable with the results that I see, the results that are working. I must now do something else so that I don't lose this momentum that I have. And when you are really, truly in a state of flow, when you are really, truly existing in your flourishing state, that worry is not, it's not a factor, it's not an issue, it's not something that you fight with. Now, it may come up in your mind, it may present itself as a thought, but it's something that you're not going to wrestle with. It's something that you're not going to fight with. Sometimes what can happen is we see the opportunities, we accept them, we walk in them, we move in them, we go walk through that door, we see our open roads, we walk down those open roads and we enjoy what's on the open roads. And yet at the same time, we're saying, okay, I see all these opportunities coming. They're here. Now I got to make sure. I got to make sure I keep them. I got to make sure I don't mess them up. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to look for the next thing now. When really what you need to do is Relax. Relax and steady yourself. Opportunities can be refreshing. Opportunities can be rejuvenating. So don't just look at your opportunities as bringing you, physical things, physical objects, which are wonderful. But also, you can view those opportunities as rejuvenating to your system. Not that you're looking to some external thing to rejuvenate your system or rejuvenate your body. No, that's not what I mean. But allowing the excitement for the opportunity, allow the energy of excitement to be rejuvenating for you. When that happens, you can rest in your overflow. You can rest in knowing that you deserve those opportunities so that you don't wear yourself out with the mental battle of, okay, I see these things now, I got to do all these other things to keep them because I feel afraid that I'm going to lose them. No. No. Because then when you get into that energy, that's when self-sabotage can come in. That's when you do become exhausted and you find yourself either walking away from opportunities or not even recognizing when an opportunity is in your face. And then you're wondering, okay, what happened? Well, you allowed yourself to get rattled. You didn't rest in the overflow. You didn't allow for the overflow, for the excitement of what you saw happening, of what you see happening. You didn't allow for the energy of excitement to actually be rejuvenating and refreshing for you. So yes, you want overflow of goodness, overflow of money, overflow of soul aligned opportunities, overflow of love, overflow of all things good and perfect, an overflow of opulence, an overflow of luxury. But when you get it, when you start to see things unfold for you, how are you going to handle them? Are you going to handle them in peace? Peace that says, yeah, this is supposed to happen. Or is your mind going to become rattled and you feel like you have to do a whole bunch of other things to keep those opportunities? You don't want anyone to take them away from you. You're scared something's going to happen. So you think that what you're doing is maintaining those opportunities when really you're causing a bunch of confusion. When really you're bringing on the word that's coming up is you're not settled. You're unsettled. And that's not how you want to exist in overflow. You want to be at peace so that you can enjoy it. And that's what, and also here's one last thing. When you see, and I'm using the example, I'm saying overflow, but think of when I say overflow, I'm talking about what you desire. the things that you want in your life, how you want to feel in your life, how you want to live in your life. What can happen is when you're not settled, when you're constantly looking for how to keep everything together, you'll knock over. So imagine one of these cups in the Eight of Cups. Imagine this is an aspect of a part of your life that's just overflowing in goodness, just overflow, overflow. And because of your worry that you're going to lose it, you end up knocking it over. And just everything just pours out. You end up, say, for example, with money, because you've become frantic and you're saying, okay, now I have all this money. Now I got to keep it. I got to do these things. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. And you're just scrambling. Then you start to handle your money haphazardly, or you give your money away with no boundaries. You start to be generous to a fault. That's what I mean when I say, imagine one of these cups tipping over. You start to give without allowing yourself to be replenished. So that's what I feel like the Eight of Cups is talking about today. Let me know what you feel about the Eight of Cups and what you got from our Flow with Tarot segment today. And remember, for a reading, an intentional reading, schedule your session with me. I will leave the link for you to do that in the comment section. Until next time, stay magical.